Hello and welcome to Study with Sri. Here I am discussing Indian Polity by M. Lakshmikant chapter wise. In previous video, I have covered Comptroller and Auditor General's appointment and terms, independence and duties and power of CAG. In this video, I will cover role of the Comptroller and Auditor General. So, the role of Comptroller and Auditor General is to uphold the Constitution of India and the laws of the Parliament in the field of financial administration. The accountability of the executive, that is Council of Ministers, to the Parliament in spheres of financial administration is secured through the audit reports of the CAG. So जो accountability है of the executive का to the Parliament in the sphere of financial administration वो secure होता है through audit reports of CAG. CAG एक direct agent है of the Parliament का and conduct audit of expenditure on behalf of the Parliament. So he is responsible only to the Parliament. CAG जो है वो enjoy करता है more freedom with regard to audit of expenditure than regard of audit of receipts, stores and stock. So audit of expenditure में CAG का ज़्यादा freedom है than receipt, store and stock audit. Whereas in relation to the expenditure, he decide scope of audit and frame his own audit codes and manuals, and he has to proceed with the approval of executive government in relation to the rules for conduct of the other audits. So in relation to expenditure, CAG decide करता है the scope of audit and frame करता है his own audit codes and manuals. He has to proceed with the approval of executive government in relation to rules and the conduct of other audits. Next, CAG has to ascertain whether money shown in the accounts as having been disbursed was legally available for and applicable to the service or the purpose to which they have been applied or charged, whether the expenditure conforms to the authority that governs it. इसका मतलब है CAG ascertain करता है, श्योरिटी देता है whether money shown in the accounts, जो money account में show हो रहा है as having been disbursed was legally available for and applicable to the service or the purpose to which they have been applied or charged, whether the expenditure conforms to authority that governs it. In addition to this legal and regulatory audit, CAG can also conduct the propriety audit. What is propriety audit? Propriety audit is an audit which is controlled by executive government. So that is, he can look into the wisdom, faithfulness and economy of the government expenditure and comment on wastefulness and extravagance to such expenditure. However, unlike the legal and regulatory audit, which is obligatory, very important, legal and regulatory audit are obligatory on part of the CAG and the propriety audit is discretionary. Okay. Next is the secret service expenditure is a limitation of auditing role of the CAG. So you should remember that the secret service expenditure is a limitation on auditing role of CAG. क्यों? क्योंकि the CAG cannot call for particular of expenditure incurred by executive agencies, but has to accept a certificate from the competent administrative authority that expenditure has been so incurred under his authority. So CAG cannot call for particulars of expenditure incurred by executive agencies, but CAG should accept a certificate from the competent administrative authority that the expenditure has been so incurred under his authority. Next is the Constitution of India visualizes the CAG to be the Comptroller as Auditor General. So Constitution में mention है कि CAG is Comptroller and Auditor General. But in practical sense, CAG is fulfilling the role of Auditor General. CAG सिर्फ audit करते हैं, not that of the Comptroller. Okay? In other words, CAG has no control over the issue of money from the consolidated fund and many departments are authorized to draw money by issuing checks without specific authority from the CAG, who is concerned only at the audit stage when expenditure has already taken in place. So CAG का function है बस audit करना, but CAG has no control over the issue of money from the consolidated fund. Okay? But in respect of Britain, who has powers both comptroller and auditor general. So in Britain, CAG really has power of comptroller as well as auditor general. In other words, in Britain, the executive can draw money from the public exchequer only with approval of CAG. So in Britain, the CAG's powers is more elaborative, comptroller as well as auditor general. But in India, CAG is only auditor general, not comptroller in practical purpose. Next is the CAG and corporation. The role of CAG in auditing a public corporation is limited. Broadly speaking, ये जो रिलेशनशिप है विथ पब्लिक कॉर्पोरेशन ये 3 कैटेगरीज में डिवाइडेड है. सम कॉर्पोरेशन आर ऑडिटेड टोटली एंड डायरेक्टली बाय द कैग. फॉर एन एग्जांपल, दामोदर वैली कॉर्पोरेशन, ऑयल एंड नेचुरल गैस कमीशन, एयर इंडिया, इंडियन एयरलाइंस कॉर्पोरेशन एंड अदर्स. ठीक है, तो फर्स्ट सम कॉर्पोरेशन आर ऑडिटेड totally and directly by the CAG. Next, some other corporation are audited by private professional auditors who are appointed by the central government in consultation with the CAG. If necessary, the CAG can conduct supplementary audit. ठीक है, तो ये जो कॉर्पोरेशन है ये ऑडिट होता है बाय प्राइवेट प्रोफेशनल ऑडिटर जो अपॉइंट करता है सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट in consultation with CAG. If necessary, then the CAG can conduct supplementary audit. The examples are Central Warehousing Corporation, Industrial Finance Corporation and others. And third, some other corporation are totally subjected to private audit. इधर CAG का कोई भी रोल नहीं है. Their audit is done exclusively by the private professional auditor and the CAG does not come into picture at all. They submit their annual reports and accounts directly to the parliament. Example of such corporation are as LIC, RBI, State Bank of India, Food Corporation of India, etc. Now, the role of the CAG in auditing of government companies is also limited. They are audited by private auditors who are appointed by the government on the advice of the CAG. The CAG can also undertake supplementary audit or test audit of such companies. In 1968, an audit board was established as a part of office of CAG to associate outside specialists and experts to handle the technical aspects of audit of specialized enterprises like engineering, iron and steels, chemical and so on. So 1968 में एक ऑडिट बोर्ड इस्टेब्लिश हुआ एज ए पार्ट ऑफ ऑफिस ऑफ द कैग टू एसोसिएट outside specialists and experts to handle the technical aspect of audit of specialized enterprises like engineering, iron and steel, chemicals and so on. This board was established on the recommendation of the Administrative Reforms Commission in India. तो ये जो बोर्ड है ऑडिट बोर्ड ये इस्टेब्लिश हुआ ऑन द रिकमेंडेशन ऑफ एडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव रिफॉर्म्स कमीशन ऑफ इंडिया. It consists of a chairman and 2 members appointed by the CAG. Now moving forward to the Appleby's criticism, very important. Paul H. Appleby in his 2 reports on Indian administration was very critical of the role of the CAG and attacked the significance of his work. He also suggested that CAG should be relieved of the responsibility of audit. So, Paul H. Appleby जो है वो 2 reports on Indian administration critically moving forward to the last topic of CAG, that is Appleby's criticism. Paul H. Appleby in its 2 reports of Indian administration was very critical of the role of the CAG and he criticized the CAG in a negative sense. He attacked the significance of his work. He also suggested that CAG should be relieved of his responsibility of audit, and he recommended the abolition of the office of CAG. So, क्या क्या criticism किए वो? The function of the CAG in India is in large measure an inheritance from the colonial rule. He firstly said that. The CAG is today a primary cause of widespread and paralyzing unwillingness to decide to act. Auditing has a repressive and negative influence. So, he said that auditing has repressive and negative influence in terms of government of India. The Parliament has a greatly exaggerated union of the importance of auditing to parliamentary responsibility, and so has to fail to define the function of CAG as the Constitution contemplates it to do. Next is the CAG function is not really very important one. He said that auditors do not know and cannot be expected to know very much about good administration. Their prestige is highest with others who do not know much about administration. तो कैग को एडमिनिस्ट्रेशन के बारे में ज़्यादा पता नहीं होता है, बट देयर प्रेस्टीज इज द हाइएस्ट. सो ही क्रिटिसाइज्ड इन दैट वे. नाउ द ऑडिटर्स नो व्हाट इज ऑडिटिंग, which is not administration. It is a necessary but a highly pedestrian function with a narrow respect and very limited usefulness. He said that CAG's function is a very narrow perspective and very limited usefulness. Next, a deputy secretary in the department knows more about the problems of the department than the CAG and his entire staff. So he said that a deputy secretary of any department knows more about the CAG. So how CAG should be functionalized as the auditing function. So clear, and thank you for watching. Stay tuned for next video. Thank you.